You are watching What's Trending live from the Samsung Blogger Lounge. I'm Shira Lazar coming to you live from Austin, Texas, where all the action is at South by Southwest. How are y'all doing? Yes. I want to hear some excitement because we've got this incredible guy with me, Baratunde Thurston. Give it up for Baratunde, who...
Some of them care.
Come on.
Yay.
Give Baratunde a round of applause.
Don't force
this guy,
it, please.
Sold out the keynote
That's
at South
worse.
by Southwest last year. He's a New York Times bestselling writer, author, How to Be Black, now has his own digital empire company called Cultivated Wit. He's doing amazing things, so it's so great to have you here.
It's good to be back. It's good to catch up with you, Shira.
I know. Let's just catch up live in front of everyone.
Yeah, so how's like the most personal part of your personal life?
Are you dating anyone?
I am not.
Good to know, ladies. All right, so let's talk about what you've been up to. You left The Onion, which was a huge part of how we all came to know you, and you did such great work there. And you started this new thing called Cultivated Wit.
Yeah.
And so tell us about that.
So it's Cultivated Wit. The name was born of this quote from this old Roman poet / soldier named Horace, who basically talked about the power of humor to help us address tough or complex issues, things that confuse us. And I learned a lot about that in my stand-up time, in my writing time, and in life at The Onion. So what we are is a creative, comedic digital agency that also develops products and hosts events. We do a comedy hackathon, get developers and comedians to build funny apps together. And the winner of the first round was a company called Shout Roulette, which lets you find people on the internet you disagree with and then yell at them in real time through the magic of internet video.
We don't have enough people yelling at each other
No,
online.
it really elevates the political discourse. I think it's good for democracy. We do client work sometimes, and so we work for Ford Foundation to shame non-voters into voting, and did a campaign called Your Excuse Sucks. And it was yourexcusesucks.com, #YourExcuseSucks. And what was fun about both of these things is that they transcend the room. They kind of go beyond the people participating. There was a guy on election day who had a heart attack at the voting booth, technically died, was revived, and the first thing he asked was, did my vote go through?
Yeah.
And someone tweeted out that headline and added in front of it, your excuse sucks. Like, this dude died and still wanted to vote. If you're not, you're doing it wrong. So we have a lot of fun time helping people see the power of humor and technology to tell better stories, to make the world more fun, and to add some understanding and levity to the world around us.
Yeah, you've been really great at merging so many different worlds: comedy, technology, entertainment, blackness. All, where did that all come from? Like, I mean, I feel like it's a mix of so many different worlds, and you blend it to make this really great experience and story. There's
certainly like jobs I've had, teachers I've had, friends I've been around, institutions I've been a part of, but like a lot of people, a lot of it comes back to my mother. And my mother put a computer in the home really, really early when we grew up in D.C. in Columbia Heights, before it was the shiny version that it is today. And she saw the importance of that for me and my sister. The politics that I have cared about came from her as well. The comedy came, even our family. I was a very serious kid. I was like a super political activist, self-righteous, kind of annoying.
Didn't you have like dreads or something, like huge hair?
I had a fro and cornrows, so I kind of bounced back and forth. I like the flexibility.
Oh, okay, yeah, totally makes sense.
So maybe low profile aerodynamics. Sometimes you want like more drag in your life. And so
I'm feeling that. I think about that all the time, actually.
I bet you do.
But then like jumping on to be such a huge voice for The Onion, and then why was it important for you to go off on your own?
Well, I mean, I have had a lot of jobs. I've been around for a decent amount of time, and I've worked in like business strategy consulting. I've done all kinds of like weird political activism things and writing and performing stand-up for over a decade now. The Onion was it was the first job I ever had, which allowed me to kind of unify myself. I was like, oh, I get to be political. I get to be technological, digital. I get to be funny too. They hired me for 2 jobs, technically, for 1 low price, which was good for them. And I went along.
I like
with
transparency here.
Yeah. They're like, hey, you want to do another job besides the one you apply for?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, do I get more money? No. Yes, I'll still do it. So I think leaving there I'd been there 5 years. So I think partly it was just I was ready to grow myself. The book had done well enough to help propel me more and make me seek larger things. And I kind of wanted to build something, and like start something new. And I felt like I'd had enough tool assembly. Now it's time to use those tools to construct something even more intentional and creative thing. So I'm working with 2 other people who were at The Onion, Brian Janosch, Craig Cannon. So it's 3 of us who have started this company.
What is the key to creating great shareable content?
Cats and stupidity. I don't know. The shareable content, that Upworthy knows a lot about that. Certainly the headline is really an important part of it. Some compelling nugget of truth or things. People share what they want to be known for. I think a lot of what's shared is not just like, hey, I found this. It's like, I am proud to be associated with this.
Yeah.
It's a badge, a physical badge that you're wearing on yourself. So when you're thinking of the shareability of something, how does someone express it and feel proud of being associated with it? Less about what does this do for me as the one who wants someone to share it.
You're also known for your great live tweeting skills in many ways, from Twilight.
Twilight that's special. That's community service.
To more serious matters.
Yeah.
What is the key to great live tweeting, and is Twitter still as valuable as it used to be?
There's been an evolution, I think. Certainly my attitude toward live tweeting is evolving. I don't do it as much as I used to.
Oh.
I took a big hiatus from social media stuff. I took a 3.5-week vacation, turned off everything, including email, all the notifications, and that was great. I'm back, but not to the same degree. I value like not walking into polls on a walk down the street and actually enjoying an experience rather than over-documenting and sharing it before it's done. So the live tweeting has a positive benefit of transporting people not at the event to the event if you're there, adding some commentary, but it's also become a lot of noise and a lot of fray. So I think much more deliberately about it, and I do a lot less of it than I used to do. Like I said, the Twilight thing is special. That's live hate tweeting, and that's a very specific goal because that is a dark force in our world that's corrupting us from the inside.
So you're not tweeting as much lately. Like, what is your platform of choice to engage your community, since you're really great at, I think, creating communities, and you did that around your book, The Onion, your book.
Yeah, the book was
and now these other projects that you work on.
Yeah, I mean, there's the platforms change constantly.
Yeah.
The principle, the sort of the honey that attracts people, that's the thing to stay constant. So Twitter's still, for me, very important. For Cultivated Wit, very important. We're on WordPress, we're on Tumblr, we are doing some stuff on YouTube, but we don't think like platform first. Like, oh, we got to be on these. There's 7 platforms. We got to be on all of them. That's the best thing. It's like, no, where are our people? Where are the people talking about the things that we want to be associated with, and how can we have the best impact? And so I think about that, singularly as well. Like, where are people talking about the stuff that I want to be a part of? So I still tweet pretty hard, just slightly less hard than I used to.
You're a pretty hard tweeter. And lastly, what trends, since you are a South by Southwest expert, having done a keynote here and hosting every panel and comedy hour, or everything, what trends are you seeing coming out of South by Southwest in this space?
Pedicabs, I think, are going to be huge. And I feel like Game of Thrones branded pedicabs. That's like the future of
really
America.
Got you, didn't they?
Barbecue's growing. I think that's a trending topic in the planet, according to this microcosm of the real world. It's hard to get a sense of what's going on at South by and then declare trends from that. I will say, in digital and in the physical space, more intentional and even slightly smaller, more connected community seems to be growing. Whether it's path and not just them specifically, but things that get you your actual friends, right? Smaller groups. South by is so huge now. What I'm seeing this year is much smaller groups of people kind of doing their own thing. Yeah. Doing little lunches, going off to a house east of the highway, like eating at restaurants that are not on the list, and because you can't know everything. And I think people are starting to give up positively on that goal of being everywhere, knowing everything, touching everybody, and having a slightly more intense relationship with slightly fewer things that matter more. Well, thank you so much, Baratunde Thurston. Give it up for him. Yeah. Being here and sharing your cultivated wit with us today. Keep it trending, Shira Lazar. Keep it trending with you at Baratunde on Twitter for more tweets and things. Good to see you again. Keep with us right here. YouTube.com/What's Trending. Tweet us at What's Trending. Hashtag Samsung South by Southwest. Tony Shea is coming right up. So stay tuned and tweet us your questions. We'll be back in just a bit.